You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Happy Endings After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Happy Endings After Show.
Hello, Bing is for doing, and we are doing another AFTERBUZZ TV edition of Happy Endings. My favorite show on ABC, one of my favorite shows on ABC. Yeah. How are you doing over there, Spicy Maricela?
Your mic is extra loud.
My mic is loud?
Yeah.
Is your mic loud as well?
Yeah, I think all of our mics are loud.
Kelly?
Mine's good.
Well, there's a great way to do an introduction. Ronnie, is your mic loud?
Ronnie's screaming at us.
Kelly Olisky, is your mic loud?
I'm good.
Spicy Maricela. Anyways, those are the three people that are hanging out. We don't have our buddy Nick Perdue hanging out today. He's actually, while we're talking about the comedy world and happy endings and the whole deal, he actually booked a really cool gig. Kelly, where's he at tonight?
He's at the Laugh Factory tonight.
Okay. Laugh
Hollywood,
Factory. Yeah, that's huge. That's you know, the
so
stars.
congratulations to him, and
Yay,
we look
bringing the funny.
He's back next week with us.
That's all of America just clapped for Nick Perdue. There we go. Yeah, the stars of tomorrow definitely do their thing at the Laugh Factory. That's great. So Nick, we do miss you. Of course, everyone else who is watching us online, the YouTube, the iTunes people, we do encourage them to comment and rate on our iTunes page. And we're getting a lot of cool feedback also on our YouTube page. I don't know if you guys have YouTube accounts, but I do. And last week, somebody was telling us that we were the best Happy Endings AFTERBUZZ recap show.
Nice.
Well, actually, that sounds a little weird. AFTERBUZZ recap show. We're the only AFTERBUZZ recap show. Let me say that a little bit differently. We are the best Happy Endings recap. You know. So I don't know who this crazy person is, but still.
Well, thank you, whoever that is. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into it. Season number 2, episode 19. I don't even like saying episode 19 because that means it's gonna come to a close, and we already know from when we had the writers here last week that the show itself is going to what was I gonna say? Sorry, I was reading.
April 4th is the season finale. That was what was announced.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty sad.
It's coming to a close pretty quickly, but we still have a few episodes left. So we have Penny's birthday curse is what we're talking about tonight, right? It's Party of 6?
Party of 6. Yes, indeed. And I wanted to say real quick. Well, what you laughing at? What's the laugh at?
I think Ronnie's cursed tonight.
It's been an interesting day.
Ronnie's cursed
tonight.
No, all I was gonna say, I know the curse of if a T-shirt comes your way and you don't say
the T-shirt tongue tie curse. Go.
Yes, got it. And usually I don't do that. But anyways, the only thing I was going to say, because I know we want to dive into it, I was going to say what the phone number for people to call us was.
Oh, okay.
And Paul, I feel like you know that number, like by heart in Studio B, but maybe not. Maybe not. That's all I was going to say. But the biggest encouragement is, of course, the iTunes and the YouTube and all that stuff. All right, so let's go. Season 2, episode 19, Birthday Curse. And who better for it to be the birthday than Penny, because Penny's like our favorite character. I mean, not favorite, but it's the year of the
She's
penny.
One of my favorites.
It's the fiscal year of the penny.
Yeah, and what's really funny about I have a special bond with Penny because she's a publicist. And I'm a publicist. And I feel like this episode brought us closer together because I swear that a lot of things that happened on her birthday and everything they talk about, I have a birthday curse. There's always something jacked up on my birthday every year. Have I 10
years, have I celebrated a birthday with you yet?
I don't tell people because something always happens.
Wait, your birthday goes on the low?
Somebody always ruins my birthday.
We've got to do a karaoke
having like a
night or
surprise
something.
party and you find out about it?
No, it's I'll go out of town with friends. We'll plan a trip, and then somebody starts fighting or somebody, you know, like something like crazy dramatic always happens. So I can totally relate to all of these things. And when they did at the beginning of the episode, they did the flashback to all of the things when they talked about her birthday being roof. What did they say? It was a roof. You know, they had the clown that almost had a, you know, that almost had a near-death experience.
I could see even in Kellie's eyes, like, this stuff is really happening.
Yeah,
you are Penny tonight.
I'm telling you.
You're a publicist, and you're Penny tonight.
You know, she had a clown that almost died. She had some sort of dog that was trying to attack her. She got for her birthday. She got hit in the face with the bottle when they were toasting her, you know, at the bar. I can relate to all of those things. I had a birthday where I went whitewater rafting and almost drowned. It was like not, you know, it's not always a good time.
How ironic to die on your birthday.
I know. It's not really fun when life is flashing before your eyes. So I get it. This episode meant a lot to me. I get it. But it was funny.
Very personal. I love the episode in the idea that they all are going to find like this perfect restaurant.
Well, how many times have you done that with your friends?
Yeah, that is a real dilemma I feel like America suffers with, because we like to indulge, so we can't just eat what's in our kitchen. We have to go out and spend a lot on an expensive meal.
At 31, it would be a lot. I don't want to
29.
Cool. Oh, that's great too, because sometimes you do that. You're like, I'm 27 again.
Well, that's what we did. We were like the 27 forever.
Oh, you were?
I will forever be 27.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, Penny's doing the same thing.
Yeah,
she's trying to hold on to her
She's like, it's the agree to disagree birthday.
But to the point where you were talking about, like, it would be almost more cool to have your friends come over, you know, well, whoever has the nice place, you know, Brad and Jane. Obviously, you don't do it at Max's and Dave's, because it's just really not, unless you do it at pizza, you low-key it pizza style. But I think you go to Brad and Jane's, you make it an event, an evening.
But choosing a restaurant, like, plagues friendships, because everybody wants something differently. There's somebody who's finicky, who doesn't want to eat a certain place or that has rules. And just like on Happy Endings, there's a rule that, you know, me and my ex promised that I wouldn't go there anymore.
That was big. Now, did he own it? Did he own the spot?
Yeah, he was the owner there as well.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's what it said. He came out as the owner. Like,
at the very end.
I thought.
And then Dave, of course, Dave was.
Well,
that was great. I loved Dave owning himself. Dave becoming a restaurateur was
I consider him a restaurant owner.
Brad is mean. You can't consider your restaurant has windshield wipers.
Oh, that was good. That was classic. I loved it.
I loved it. A restaurant. Well, yeah.
No, it's not. Come on, like, we gotta ask the question. Like, no.
Dave is a restaurateur. Yes, Dave is a restaurateur. I say it. I'm gonna say it.
A restaurant on wheels is not a restaurateur.
He had little tables out when he did the.
It's kind of like home is where the heart is. Restaurant is where the food is.
I guess so, but he was just trying to relate, and he was trying to do the whole. Well, if this was a fashion designer, you wouldn't tell the fashion designer how to put the buttons on the shirt. It was just like, Dave, you're not even a restaurant owner. What are you talking about? You're crazy.
Like, just stop it.
We have actually one of our AfterBuzz hosts that hosts a couple shows here who is going to be calling in soon. So, Paulie, when you do get that phone number, definitely give that to me, and we'll recite it on the Studio B little situation we got going on here. But I thought it was a great episode. I always love when they are together. I mean, this is like what I live for, is the group of them together.
There was no separation this episode.
There are obstacles. It doesn't get boring for me. It doesn't get tiring. I say continue to do that.
And watching them each deal with the dilemma in their each individual different ways, I think is funny.
Now, what was Max's dilemma? It's, you know, again,
he was starving the entire episode.
Which you've seen before, but it doesn't get old with him.
We saw him when he hibernated as a bear. Now he's starving. So
he made a harpoon out of straws in a
That was the funniest thing ever. Because when you're really that hungry,
you two were really laughing.
When you're hungry, you're looking at other people's plates like, what are they ordering? Oh, can I just have a taste? I've taken food off of other people's plates before.
You did not.
They offered it, so I took it. When you're hungry,
you're hungry.
There is no end.
Who goes to restaurants and don't put bread on the table? Come on.
That's true. Oh, and I like the way, was it at the end where he kind of got knowledge, or he came to his senses once he
had food.
So for Max, it's like, if I'm not eating,
But I relate to that too.
Yeah, so maybe my stuttering at the beginning of the show was because I haven't ate yet.
Oh, maybe.
So you could be hungry.
We'll have to go get some
bread. When I get hungry, I get grumpy, just like Max.
We'll have to go to the restaurant where Brad would take all the women to dump them. It was his dumping restaurant. For a couple reasons. You had the mariachis that would play.
The loud mariachis, so we couldn't hear them.
Which is awesome.
That was the perfect breakup spot.
But then the table wouldn't, you couldn't flip the table.
And the silverware was plastic.
The silverware was plastic, so they couldn't be used as weapons.
But that was like the perfect scheme, because you can't hear her cursing you out when you're breaking up with her, because the music's playing.
And the flashbacks I thought were great. I thought the one was about where the girl was going to start speaking, or he was going to start speaking, and the mariachis got loud. And then the next clip was, she was going to get mad and flip the table. She couldn't do it. It was great. I thought it was awesome. I loved seeing that.
I did feel bad for Jane, though, finding out that he was going to break up with her.
Yeah, because he took her there.
So Jane was there with him, and they obviously went on to get married, and she never knew that spot was the intended...
That was
his breakup spot.
That's so interesting.
Yeah,
the intended breakup spot. Oh my god, okay.
But I love that he didn't break up with her, though. He reminisced back in time, and then it showed Jane and her special order for her sizzling platter, and she doesn't want to be told that it's sizzling. That's getting a lot of Twitter comments right now.
Oh yeah, Kellie, what's going on Twitter right now?
Yeah, what's the exact quote that's on there? Because everybody's quoting that.
And I really like, real quick before you get to those, I do like the quote about, as we say in Spanish, we went to go have sex in the bathroom or something.
We got caught having sex in the bathroom.
I can't remember the exact line or whatever it was, but as we say in Spanish, we went to go have sex in the bathroom. You're like, what is he talking about? But he always delivers. The lines that they do, their delivery is really good. And I think also Alex, she had a lot of good ones today as well.
Alex was really cute.
The way she would deliver the episode. I mean the particular lines.
Well, I thought it was funny that she was quoting Goonies and
the miracle speech.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
A lot of people are, talking about the straw harpoon, the Mary Tyler Moore.
That one was good. I don't know. So you guys really love the harpoon thing a lot. Okay.
Did you see it when
I did.
Trying to pick up the shrimp?
I did, but you guys laughed so hard. It was, so I guess they are buzzing.
Maybe because I've had friends that try to do crazy stuff like that. I don't know.
No, I'm telling you, when you're that hungry, you go to no end.
When you're hungry, you are hungry.
And it's perfect because it's Max, and he sells that the best.
I love that we're all on our phones right now.
Research.
A lot of people are saying we're a bunch of criminals and sex addicts with terrible judgment, and we can ruin anything we put our minds to. That was hilarious too.
Yeah, because they're gonna ruin that curse.
It was like the Breakfast Club, the way that they were walking together and trying to plot and plan. I thought that was super cute. I mean, Happy Endings always refers back to some kind of 80s movie, 90s
which
movie,
is so
one way
perfect
or another.
Because this is, I mean, I hate to, if you're younger and you're watching the show and loving it, let's realize you're probably in the 30-year-old crowd. We're there yet. And I mean, that's where we're at. So it does capitalize on things that were for us back then,
Yeah, well, even the song that wasn't that a Run DMC song?
Oh,
the song that they were walking to, and then even Dave's reference when he referenced Never Been Kissed, when he talked about having to go to take the girl to prom.
Yeah.
That was so cute.
My boss Gary Marshall made me do it.
That was so cute.
I still, for me, the Spanish one was probably my favorite. And I liked on this episode that we got to see Jane. That you knew we were gonna get a flashback of her where she was going to get broken up. That was gonna be what was intended, and then just her being so demanding over the food. Okay, so she was demanding, and we had already seen that in another portion of the show. So it was kind of piggybacking on the theme of she's known to be in a restaurant.
Well, yeah, she's a very anal person.
Yeah, she's the type A personality.
I love how she said, "I want to go ahead and request that you not tell me that the plate is hot right now." I know that the
but
plate
I'm asking
That's the quote that I was talking about. I couldn't remember.
No, but I mean, it's just so great because she talked about it a little bit before. She talked about or they were all talking about how this is what she does at that restaurant. Can't go to that restaurant because Jane told the person how to order. Right. And then Dave snuck in his part about I'm a restaurateur. So it was great. It was all building. And then for you to now go.
We see her grating cheese in the back of the restaurant.
My cheese, my plater, because she was challenging the no substitutions rule.
I'm sorry, I hate that rule in restaurants.
I do too.
I love that they address real issues that we deal with in everyday life.
And Jane would be the one to do that.
I hate when they tell me that I can't switch something or substitute something.
I know, I'm the pickiest eater. I'm the worst person to go out to eat with. Seriously.
So no birthday dinner for you. Maybe
it has to be. I have to pick. I have to pick my own restaurant. You can't surprise me.
Substitution at restaurants, it's not impossible. You're just choosing not to, but you don't really have a valid reason. You just don't want to give me and fulfill my request. So I would have done the same thing that Jane did if I wasn't scared of getting kicked out like she was.
How many restaurants did they end up at total? I mean, it ended up being quite a bit.
Ooh, well, they
talked about a bunch of them. They went to what, 3? Mm-hmm. They went to.
What was they went to a restaurant where Dave's ex-girlfriend was the waitress. That was the first one.
And then Kellie they talked about
that's the same girl that was in the pilot.
She was in the pilot episode, yeah. So she
was gonna spit on their food.
They went to
Or
that
pee on it.
restaurant. Oh, and and then they went
But
to.
she's more of a slit tires kind of girl.
They went to Big Dom's, and then they ended up at their go-to place. So they went to 3 total.
I love how she's like, oh, well, it's okay. I didn't spit in your food, but I slashed the tires of your car. And then they're like,
Of his Ultima.
His Ultima. Dave doesn't drive an Ultima. And then it was Penny's Ultima, so that was kind of cool.
That's what an Ultima looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex.
Alex
But you know what? I appreciate Alex trying to patch things up like she always does and go over to the ex-girlfriend and say, it's Penny's birthday.
That's right. I don't even think of it like that. Yeah.
Just, accommodate us
like
this
make
one
it
time.
not about Dave.
Yeah, make it not about Dave. And that was something that a really good friend would do. So she humbled herself and went to the waitress and asked for.
And that's to say that is after the whole like Dave and Penny getting together.
Right.
I mean, so really we don't. That's just stagnant right now, or what? Where's that at?
No, remember they wiped it clean from their brains. They deleted that memory.
So she's able to do that.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing, too, is I was watching an interview that Alicia Cuthbert gave, and she was talking about her character, and she was describing it, and she said she kind of plays it in a way where it's a little bit like Joey from Friends mixed with Rachel mixed with Rose from Golden Girls. Like, that's how she kind of does it. So it's a little bit silly and flighty, but also, like, really, really nice and naive, mixed with that really good friend that's always happy, like Rachel was.
Yeah.
Where she always tried to put herself aside. And so she just kind of mixes those 3 characters together, and that's where we get Alex from.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that, like those 3 characters, But now that she said that, like, it kind of makes sense, and I see that.
I think each cast member needs to do that exact same thing. Let us know who they're drawn from, because because I always say like Jane is like Monica. Like there's just so many similarities for me in that. Monica from Friends. That is cool. So who are the 3 again?
So she said it was Joey from Friends, Rachel.
So kind of dumb, I guess.
Yeah, like all of her kind of like flightiness and being
Joey.
one step behind everybody is kind of Joey, and then her running to the rescue is being Rachel, that good friend kind of sense. But then her
Rachel from
Friends, and then always like being so nice and cheerful and just always happy is kind of Rose from the Golden Girls.
Rose from the Golden Girls.
I love Rose.
Which was Betty White.
I love the Golden Girls.
Yeah. I love the
them.
Golden Girls. Which is a very interesting combination, but it makes sense to me if you know all 3 of those characters. Then I get it.
I like that.
So I like that.
Where'd you see that interview?
It was an interview that I tweeted out today. So if you guys follow me on Twitter,
That's right. I do follow you.
I tweeted that out today, and it had interviews with Dave and Brad, Zach and Damon, and Penny and Jane and Alex. They gave interviews about different things, talking about their favorite TV shows, a bunch of different things. So
more
that was
personal.
so that's one of the things.
Kelly
that
always brings
about.
the greatest information, like on Twitter and everything.
Well, and one thing I can say too, I have a lot. Remind me to tell you something about the end too.
Right?
Later toward the end about the.
You got more.
I got a little something.
She's got more. If you guys want to get involved in the conversation, it is 424-256-1633. We do have Studio A number and Studio B number. So now I know by heart the Studio B number is 424-256-1633. So there you go. Boom. If you guys want to be interactive with us. Okay, cool. I love the little news that you got. I want to know more on Twitter what they are quoting. What are the other quotes? If there's anything there, please tell me. If not, I guess we could jump into a commercial. Marty, do you have any other comments about this episode today?
Like, just the, embarrassment of Penny's shirt coming off. I mean, that's like a nightmare.
After hiding under the table, trying to hide from your ex-boyfriend.
Your ex is one thing, because you want to always make sure you look your best and you're on point and you're in a good place, and then you bump into your ex and you have to jump underneath the table. When you pop back up, your shirt is off.
Where she wanted to be. I love how she said, I'm tall. I mean, I'm emotionally tall.
Right.
I'd like to use that in a sentence once this week.
That was
tall?
hilarious.
I'm emotionally tall. I'm rich. I'm emotionally rich. I thought that was great. I loved that aspect of the show.
And of course, they got I knew there was going to be something. I knew they could not just stay and enjoy that meal. Yeah. They had to get kicked out.
I do, and I loved the way that all the friends, when he was there, like, I kind of told Penny not to be at this restaurant. They just backed her up so much, and that was that. I'm telling you, the times that they're together is what sells this show.
Yeah, Jane is trying to cover the spot, and Dave is like, I don't think anybody but a restaurant owner should be telling people where they go. A restaurant owner like me.
He punched it again. Yeah, he
telling people where to go.
But Alex is like, she's here. She's
all around us.
They were doing whatever it took to kind of make it okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Smooth things over. But Penny stood up for herself, so I love it.
They're almost like better than the cast of Friends. I mean, it's just so good. I really enjoy it. Okay, cool. Shall we do a commercial right now, you two pretty ladies? All right, commercial time, and then we'll do some news with Kellie.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Hello, what's up, everybody? Checking us out, iTunes, AfterBuzz, YouTube, the whole thing. We, of course, are talking about Season 2, Episode number 19, which means it's almost over at some point. Party of 6.
Great moments are born from great opportunities.
That was
Alex. She's having a mini stroke.
That was great. So she was going from quote to from Miracle
to Goonies back to Miracle.
And then
Cracks
was it
me
Max
up.
that said that? Max was like, I think she's having a mini stroke.
Yes.
I mean, who thinks of these things? This is great. And I also wanted to know who thought, yes. Oh, actually, if you guys want to call us, 424-256. Oh, we got a call now, so why even do it? We already have a call. Hello, phone caller.
Hello! It's Siobhan!
It is Siobhan. We could do the cheers.
Siobhan, welcome.
Cheers for Siobhan. Siobhan is one of our after buzzers. She is every Monday she gets down and talks about the Bad Girls Club. And then we were, as I was here in the studio, I was like, oh wait, we both like Happy Endings. And the reason I found this out was because on Facebook she put the Whores Bath video.
Oh.
And I was like, wait a minute, you like Happy Endings? She's like, I love Happy Endings. So Siobhan, tell me what you thought of today. I mean, it's that good.
Yeah, no, today's episode was great. All I have to say is USA!
USA! USA!
Siobhan, how many times have you been in that situation, though, with the birthday get-togethers and they kind of go haywire? I think that's why this episode worked.
It does. To be honest, like I have kind of a personal attachment to that because I kind of shy away from doing a big birthday to-do because so often I've had people flake or something, dramatic happens where it's like, oh, I'm so not having a party next year. So I really sympathize with Penny and, and I was very proud of her at the end. She wants to go to that Italian restaurant. She took her butt there. She had some pasta. Well, I guess I didn't get to eat, but, she tried to.
Hey, she was standing...
That matters.
She was standing emotionally tall.
Huh?
She was standing emotionally tall.
Yeah, she was getting emotionally tall underneath the table, almost about to be half naked.
Unfortunately, we thought that she was going to be able to end the curse, and then we see a gypsy curse her at the end or something.
Oh, my gosh.
Wasn't that, like, this gypsy comes out of nowhere while they're eating at the restaurant?
It was like...
And throws salt on her.
Wait. Yeah, it was like something out of a Sam Raimi movie. It was like Drag Me to Hell, too. It was awesome. It was so funny. But you gotta love the, like, really random, obscure reference to Miracle, which, I don't know, hands up, who really saw that movie? Because I didn't. But I still found it funny because it was so, like, random.
Well, what's so funny about that is I've seen so many references to that Kurt Russell speech. I've seen other movies do it as a motivational speech.
Wow.
If you watch that movie, it is a great motivational
So
speech.
the speech
yes,
lives
the speech
more.
lives more than the movie because it was another movie where I think it was Vince Vaughn's character redid that speech, and he's like, "Are you quoting me the Miracle speech?" He's like, "It's a great speech. I don't know what else to do."
Siobhan, one of the things that we love about this show is it does attach to the things that happened in the 80s. They do a lot of like bullet point things that we're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Is there anything that like stands out? Maybe not just this episode, but out of all the episodes where you're like, oh, yep, that took me to a place, because that's what it does for us.
Nothing in particular, but I do feel that it kind of speaks to our generation because it's so specific, like pop culture-wise to us. But nothing specific right now. Maybe I'll call in next week and I'll have an answer for that. But I definitely feel that's the strength of this series, and I hope that they continue to do it, because it definitely builds kind of a cult following when people tune in to be like, oh my God, what are they going to reference next, you know?
Yeah, definitely. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, they even did a Lord of the Rings reference. I forgot about that. When Max was talking about we should think outside the box. Where does Gollum eat?
I was trying to figure out where that was from. Because sometimes there's so much that I get a little bit lost sometimes watching. I have to like keep my dictionary out to look up everything.
I'm telling you, these people tweet these quotes like no other.
Right. Well, can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, shoot.
Does anybody have a go-to breakup spot?
It sounds like you do.
No, not at all. I'm just curious. I want to know what those places are in LA, just in case I ever get into some trouble.
So you'll know, this is how it's going down. No, I don't have one of those.
No, I've never even thought about doing that in public, but I guess Brad was kind of genius with like the loud noise, so then you don't have to hear, and the table beat. Like all of his reasoning for picking that spot was genius. I loved it.
That's what I'm saying. I loved the flashbacks. Like the flashbacks, the first of the mariachis playing loud, and then secondly, the girl was going to lift the table. It was like the one flashback. I was telling Kelly when we were watching it, it's like these jokes you know are going to happen, and you still end up laughing on this particular episode show.
It's kind of hard, too, to get emotional at a spot like that. You can't start really crying while the mariachi's in your ear, like, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's hard to cry to that, so that was the perfect spot.
I think if you get broken up there, you're going to go to the bar, and you're going to get a margarita, and then life's going to be okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Or you're going to have sex in the bathroom.
I love
that. You're going to go home with the mariachi. You're going to go home with the mariachi.
Exactly.
Siobhan, who's your favorite character? Do you have a favorite character? I always bounce around. We try to tell Madi that we love Jane, but then like
Jane
Alex
won me over
also,
a little bit more this episode.
It was a great Jane episode.
It was a great Jane.
It was a great Jane episode.
Definitely. I concur on that.
I think my favorite is probably Penny, although Jane is great. She's hilarious. But Penny's definitely my favorite. So yeah, she's never disappointed me. Every episode I'm cracking up at her.
True.
So
Penny has never disappointed. I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Because
she never disappoints. And
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
You go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. No, you go. No, I'm just really happy that Casey found a spot where she can, be herself and she can be valued, and I'm really, really happy about that because I feel like we're kindred spirits, her and I.
Aww.
And if she's doing the things that she's doing, there's hope for me yet.
So can you help me out and tell me, because I couldn't figure out, I don't know about you guys, why the heck Jane had ice skating clippings from newspapers in her purse?
Was it just random? Maybe?
Yes. What was that about?
Well, that goes with her kind of type A thing, because she had newspaper clippings of one of her achievements. That was the only thing in her purse. She had nothing else,
like not a license,
nothing but those newspaper clippings about when she was an ice skater.
That was the most randomest thing
ever. This is another ode to her personality, which I think is just so funny.
It's like they make sense because all the things we're seeing on here do sell to what each person would. This is what they would do. This is exactly how Jane would roll. She would roll like that. Max would go ahead and try to get food off someone else's plate. I mean, it's so true to life.
He would be digging through her purse to find food, and then he would make that reference, and she doesn't even flinch about it. Doesn't even make reference to it. It's just like whatever. Like they're supposed to be there.
And you know how we know the show so good is another thing Siobhan and I were talking about where I was like, when we try to do the after show, it's tough to write notes because this show moves so quickly.
Yeah.
Not paying attention. She's like, are you kidding me? Same deal with me. Did you say, Siobhan, like you're like on the DVR left and right, like rewind.
Yeah. I was laughing so hard that I missed like maybe one or two jokes and I had to rewind it. It was awful. I was constantly, it took me like an hour to watch the show because I kept rewinding.
You know it's a good show when like an hour and a half later, like even within the days that we do this recap, I'm like, oh, now I would have remembered this joke. Like they all come to you randomly throughout the night. I mean, it's just that damn good for sure.
The birthday curse. This was a good one. I want us to find out who wrote this one. I'm like dying to know.
That's
so
true.
Princess Penny, if you're watching, tweet at us and let us know.
I know. We need to figure it out. There was some difference of opinion going on Twitter earlier.
Well, thank you, Siobhan. Do you have any other comments about the episode? Kellie's going to deliver some...
That's pretty much it. It's a good timing because the crappy service in my apartment is going on, so now I'm going to probably lose you guys soon anyway. So, thank you guys for letting me call in. It was fun.
Thanks for loving this awesome show. We love it. Bye, Siobhan. We'll see you Monday for Bad Girls Club.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Okay, cool. So I'm dying to know about this last scene, which Amanda, I guess you could explain what happened.
I don't know if I would call it body snatching. What was it?
Body snatching.
Well, when the gypsy
when the gypsy
comes and curses
what is that
them.
called when your soul leaves someone else's?
Like the Freaky Friday thing.
Yeah, like Freaky Friday.
Yeah. Does this happen a lot? She said it like...
Well, there's been like millions of movies.
There's been movies,
you know, where you turn into your mom, or you throw a coin into the well and make a wish.
If we switched for a day? Oh
God.
It would be crazy.
Oh no.
Well, when I was watching those interviews today, one of the questions that the reporters were asking each of them was if they could do a Freaky Friday type episode, who would they want to switch with? And they, one thing that each of them kind of made reference to was that this last scene of the show, they kind of improv'd a little because it was kind of a joke.
Cool.
When they did the curse, it was supposed to end, and then they all just kind of started saying each other's lines. And that's when Dave said Penny's line, and then all Alex was, "I'm Dave." And it's, it was just, but delivered so perfectly well.
Great,
it was funny that, they kept it in. So I thought that was great.
I love that.
That just showed
they made magic.
Yeah, and the writers told us before too that they do the written stuff and then they improv a lot of it. So that just kind of shows a little bit of what they, keep and toss. So I thought that was pretty fun. And some of their TV show favorite choices I thought was interesting. Like Alicia Cuthbert loves reality shows. Like she loves like Intervention and and they talked about Intervention on the show. She like loves like shows like that. And Brad likes to watch I Survived. Like Damon Wayans Jr., he likes to watch that show like I Survived. And he like said it should be called like I'm Still Alive. Like why am I still alive? And I just thought that was
My roommate watches that show, and I'm like scared in the room while I'm listening. I'm like, oh my God.
I just read the info on like the DVR, and I think that show's crazy, like the things that some of those people do. But it was crazy. And then Eliza Coop, who plays Jane, talks about how she steals cable from her downstairs neighbor, which I thought was funny.
No, that's hilarious.
She says she watches whatever he watches.
That's so funny. I would love to see more interviews with her because she's probably really, really hysterical.
Well,
what does she do on the Funny or Die? She's got a bunch of videos.
Yeah, she does. Well, and then they're doing the webisodes and all that. But one thing that I thought was really funny is her husband is a hardcore Bachelor fan, so he makes her watch The Bachelor.
They should tune into our after show.
She makes him watch The Bachelor.
No. He makes her watch The Bachelor, and she says that at the end of the season, like when they talk about nominating a Bachelor, he just kind of sits there like, yeah, can you nominate me? And she's like, yeah, so what is this person going to do? Come live with us?
Oh, so here's the news. So if Eliza's, if our JC for The Bachelor ever can't host, we would just switch out JC for Eliza's husband. Now we have a backup. Sorry, JC.
I know. We need to hit him up on Twitter, see if he wants to come and, And,
they could probably write in a little Bachelor obsession thing, because I realized as I was watching the Bachelor after show here that we do, the women tell all is evidently...
that whole phenomenon is insane.
Yeah, evidently a really big thing. I would love to see that worked into the show somewheres where one of them gets so excited about this. Wait a minute, we got to stop what we're doing. Because why? Because the women tell all. Like, I don't know, that could be something.
But one thing is I love that they each actually said that they admitted that they watch TV. Like, I hate when people come on and, I really don't watch television shows and all of that. Like, I know a lot of actors that say that. Like, they get on my nerves. Like, you liar. You know you do.
That might be the difference between actors and actors.
Well, I think they try to make it seem like they're too busy to watch TV or something.
I don't know, but I
feel like a true artist would, like, watch their craft and learn from others and know what's going on other competitive
I know.
shows.
I appreciate the fact that they actually do sit and watch television and enjoy it for the the entertainment value of it.
And it
so
seems
I think
like these actors, they take themselves the work seriously, to deliver, but they probably don't take themselves extremely serious, which is great.
No, and that's
why it works.
Yeah, and Alicia Cuthbert, I think this is one of her main serious comedic acting roles. I think this is her first time, so this is a really big, learning experience for her. And she's,
You're right. She's probably winning over all these people who knew her from the other programs.
Yeah. Well, to go from 24 to this, I think has got to be very challenging for her.
And like I would love to know like these people who liked her on the other stuff, and then they're like, wow, I kind of like her in this.
She's funny.
Because
she's killing it. I think she's great.
Yeah.
She's really, really funny.
Gotten comfortable with her character and like the role that she's playing. I think she's embraced it because you can see she owns it.
Yeah,
her comedic timing is good. She's like rolling with it. She probably improv some of that stuff too.
Yeah, she was talking about that, and she said that Casey Wilson had made a joke to her. It's like, oh, you're a new comedian because you're like gonna do whatever the writers tell you. And she's like, yeah, I totally am. I'm up for anything. Write it for me. I'm gonna do it. Because she's really into it. So it's great. And they were talking about possibly having Kiefer Sutherland come on and play her dad.
Oh, that would
be great. I think that would be great.
I like the parents. I like the guest roles are always fun.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. So hopefully...
because we've seen Damon Wayans come on as Brad's dad, which is great.
And we've seen
Megan Mullally, Penny's mom.
Stepmom, or was that?
No, that was her mom.
Her real mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And acted just like what Penny's mom would act like. So that was perfect too, I thought.
Yeah, no, it was great. So it'd be fun to have Kiefer Sutherland come on as Jane and Alex's dad.
Yeah,
I think that would be great. So.
So hopefully it would be like next season.
Yeah,
he would be a Kerkovich.
Yes, he would. So I would love to see him. See how he got Kerkovich. The Kerkovich way.
Let's hear his Kerkovich way curse.
I would love for Jane and Alex's parents to come on to totally like do a whole episode with the entire like historical background of their culture and all that kind of stuff too, because I love that they touched on that like you just said.
Yeah. No, I think that would be great. And Eliza Coop was talking about she wants to do another episode like that with the Kerkovich way.
I can't even say it.
The Kerkovich.
But I would love a whole episode dedicated to that.
Where they have to do. She's like, I want to do something where maybe Brad and I rob a bank or something, or we have to go in and pull something out of a bank. She's like, I'm going to do something inside a bank or something. Yeah. I think that would be funny, where she has to get all CSI on it. So
again.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be great.
Do we have any other news? Is that wraps
No, I think that about wraps
Perfect.
it up.
Let's do a couple predictions just for what we think is gonna happen next episode, and I guess we would be good. What are you doing with the hands?
I'm thinking.
Predictions.
And now your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
And I'm just so glad I memorized this phone number. 424-256-1633.
So I predict Ronnie will be able to say that at the top of the show next week.
I gotta tell you, I really do listen with these two. Like they trained me in life. This is like, if you wondered why we were so shooken up before the show, it was because there was like some training going on, like some life training, some life coaching. So thank you to you two for enjoying it. And then after the life training, we watch the show and we laugh hysterically.
Yes,
so that's
I needed that today. It's been a rough day. Happy ending.
I love the tweet that you did the other day. That was wonderful.
Oh, about having a rough day?
Yes.
And needing a happy ending?
Say what it was.
It was so true. I sent a tweet saying, have a rough day, in need of a happy ending. Is it Wednesday yet?
She did this on Tuesday morning.
And Princess Penny was like, don't, or cheer up or something like that. Just wait. It's almost here. Or something like that. He responded back.
But the fact, do you know how happy that makes me? The fact that I was like, because me and Madi, we've done a bunch of shows together, and like she'll put me onto a show, and I'll be like, ooh, I love it. And then I'll bring her onto a show, and she'll be, ooh, I now love it. So she never was privy to happy endings. Kelly and I were. And then I'm like, Madi, check it out. And she puts in her research, because she watched like the whole season 1 TV. And for me to like just see that tweet, I was beside myself.
I needed some happy endings because it is the one show. I love dramas. I love sci-fi. I love anything that's, just deep storyline, crazy, blood, guts, all that stuff. But sometimes I just need a happy ending. Sometimes I just need some light. Sometimes I just need some light fun and just some laughs and smiles, and happy endings every Wednesday does that for me.
So that's what
definitely the
rough day. You need smiles and happiness and a happy ending. Boom. So what do you think is going to happen, Kelly, as we move forward? Are Alex and Dave going to get back together by the finale? Probably.
I don't think so. I don't even care
about that kind of thing, but I think they will. I think it'll be revisited.
I don't think so. I think that they're going to string us along a little bit longer for that. I don't
Seeing as my two
think
life
so.
coaches just shook their heads, clearly I'm wrong yet again. Oh wait, confidence.
I'm hoping to see Penny get a little bit more of a steady boyfriend.
I would love that.
I want to see somebody at least last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to see.
What kind of guy would you want to see her with?
Ooh.
I want to see her with like a hot athlete.
Athlete, okay.
A hot athlete?
Okay, if we do that,
Yeah.
I act like we're writing the series. This is the writer's room,
that.
so you know. Apprentice, no. If we do that, I think it would be cool to see Penny kind of be inspired, or like she's watching the Kardashians on TV or whatnot, and she sees that they're with athletes, and I'd want her to give. If we do athletes,
I
want an influence, like she's trying to be the 4th Kardashian.
Yes,
That's where I would go.
Love that, Ronnie. I think that's pitch it to them. I think that's awesome.
That's
you
funny.
guys call Ronnie. He just wrote your next script for the starting of next season.
Because wouldn't that be exciting? Like I feel like all of these characters, anytime they get excited about something and have to like
They
carry
run
out that
with it.
action.
Mhm.
So to see Penny. And then even maybe a little denying it, like no, I don't really. But then owning it at the end, like screw it, I'm the 4th Kardashian. That would be fun for me to watch.
Because she already
I love
played
the
a
Kardashians,
groupie,
really.
so she would be able to get herself an athlete
Yeah.
to put into that role.
What else do we
Well,
want
we'll
to
see what happens with her at this wedding in the season finale, because
Yes.
the season finale ends with the wedding, and I heard that there's not necessarily a singles table, but there's a Skype table
Wait, whoa,
with
what?
computers where
I
people
heard
couldn't
that
be there,
too.
and they're Skyping in.
This is too much. Really?
That's like super cool though.
Yes.
Because I'm obsessed with Skype, so I think that's awesome that once again Happy Endings is tuning into pop culture.
Yes.
Because Skype is like the latest ish right now. It's
Yeah.
the hottest thing ever.
Yeah,
It's
so
the best
we'll see. Yeah,
invention.
we'll see what happens with that, because I think Brian Austin Green's character is supposed to be Skyping in. So
Oh, okay. So yeah. he's
so
on
we'll
the
see.
finale.
I
That's-
love
yeah.
that. We should bring our little laptop and set it up in Skype.
That
Get
way
into
we can-
character. I wore my V-neck again, Dave.
Oh, the as we said, the deep V. Yeah.
Right.
Very nice. Very nice.
Inspired
and
by
it's-
Dave's character.
Sadly, when I wore the V-neck, it was not. You guys, it wasn't a good enough V-neck last week.
It was a little high,
You
but
guys,
you know, it
I'll
was
have,
alright.
next time I'll go a little bit more hairy chest, and we'll make that happen for all of you.
Right.
Sadly, that's it, you guys. That's sadly the end of it for today. Your joy and your happiness is over. Well, thank you to Paul, our technical wizard, who helps out the show as always. Thank you to Kelly for getting all that great news. And if you want to see more of that great news, you can go to our Twitter account, which is
Kelly with an IEO79.
Kelly with an IEO79. Kelly with an IEO79. And for Spicy Maricella's Happy Endings, you can go
Spicy_Mari, SPICY_MARI.
Wonderful, and you can go follow everything that we do at AfterBuzz TV, and then my personal Twitter account is at Ronnie Jr Media. So talk to us and keep the conversation going. We're so excited that you love Happy Endings. We're so excited that you watch ABC, and if you watch ABC, continue to support Maria Menounos as she dances her way all over the ABC network as a Dancing with the Stars champion. We're gonna call her a champion. You call her a champion now.
We're gonna manifest it. We're manifesting it.
Another life lesson. I'm also gonna need an episode about life lessons. Who would give who a life lesson? That would be another question. That's another prediction for me. Max giving life lessons? Maybe.
I would love to see that.
I think it would be Alex. Because she's always dropping knowledge on people. Always like
She does.
sprinkling
She
people
is
with
pretty
spiritual
random
insightful.
thoughts.
Yeah.
She does have her insightful moments.
So I
I'll
can see
give
her
her
going
that.
from character to
Yeah.
character, kind of like telling each person what they need to improve.
But more than anything, we need to see Penny dating an athlete because she's the 4th Kardashian. That's what I think. Happy Endings. We just had our recap here for Season 2, Episode 19, Party of 6, and this Party of 3. We are out of here. AfterBuzz, thanks guys for watching and iTuning us. Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.